that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
You are what you watch. Hello, my name's Harriton Watco. Welcome to the program. Ngayon po natin ang gawin po natin dito sa programa nito, kasi parati ako nagrereklamo pag lumalabas ako sa telebisyon eh. I'm always being pressured and always being cynical most of the time when it comes to the politics and government. But it's not always good to be this way. It's good to sometimes look for the good that is in this country and the good that is with the people and many of the corporations and establishments. Because if there wasn't any good, we wouldn't be existing anyway. So today we take time out to feature for you one of those companies, establishments that actually do good for the country. Ang tawag po dyan, nation building. What exactly is nation building? Is it building bridges? Is it building roads? Is it giving more money to the CCT program? Not necessarily. It's called doing a good job. It's called corporate social responsibility. And many of the other issues. It's not necessarily all about money. However, the business model is required. Now, the issue is the sustaining attitude should always be what we call the social responsibility. And along that topic, the topic for today is a law firm with a heart. Okay, this is not Valentine's. It's law firm with a heart. And why, you will find out. We are featuring the ACCRA Law Office. Incidentally, they're where GNN is our building. This used to be the ACCRA Law Office, but they're now at the Global City in the Fort. Featuring tonight, we have Attorney Eusebio Vitan, who you've heard about 8-9 months ago. He was a guest here in my show. He's the managing partner. We also have Regina P. Geraldez, or Gina, Attorney Gina, senior partner and head of Immigration Department. And we have Lila, or Attorney Aleli Angeli G. Quirino of Counsel. Hello, thank you very much for being with GNN.
Hi,
Pleasure
Harry.
Hello, building nyo ito, no? Bumalik na kayo dito. Tama yan. Alam mo, maganda naman, especially law firms, that need to be able to come out to the public, di ba? Makita naman sila, malaman naman ng taong bayan kung anong ginagawa nyo, other than the workload that you already have, the stressful work. Now, everybody knows you need not push ACCRA Law Office. Alam mo na eh, like you said, that's why the spelling, ladies and gentlemen, pag sa ilalim mga pangalan nila nakasulat, ACCRA Law, isang word yung walang space sa A tsaka sa L, it's been generic na, no? ACCRA Law is one word over the decades. Acronym na, kaya naging generic na. Let's talk about the issues. Shall we start with Attorney Eusebio? CSR. What are your activities now? Ano yung ginagawa nyo? Number one, I know you have an anniversary coming up again. An anniversary.
Well, good afternoon, Harry. It's a pleasure being here with you. Actually, we just celebrated our 40th anniversary last year.
All right, 40th.
But,
41 na ngayon.
41 now, yes. But in line with our anniversaries, we've been embarking on various corporate social responsibility projects. Well, maybe this can be traced to our credo, no? Our credo, we have a 5-point credo, but I'll read just the fifth, which is the most relevant. It says, it's the ACCRA credo. It says, to recognize that the legal profession is imbued with a spirit of public service and to encourage the participation of the lawyers of the firm in public, professional, educational, charitable, cultural, and religious endeavors. And throughout the years, well, we were formed in 1972, and throughout the years, we've been regularly engaging in many CSR activities. You want me to explain?
Yeah, the CSR. Kasi, alam mo kasi ang paningin ng taong bayan, pagdating sa mga law office, profit. Di ba parang it's profit-driven. But you see, to be sustaining, like in your case, 40 years, 41 years, you're still in existence, it's going strong, the company is very strong. You handle a lot of the corporate cases. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, you probably help in a lot of our legislators craft laws, be it for finance, be it for whatever field and industry, because you are the know-how, the backbone, supposedly, of the legal work that goes into a lot of study. So you're now into CSR, one of the heavy issues that you have. Ito nga, tatawa ako pero hindi profit-oriented to eh. Pro bono cases, milk and cereal subsidy for an orphanage.
Yeah.
Labas ng pera ito eh. Hindi income to eh. Typhoon Pablo, cash donations. Ang sakit. This is real. In partnership with some of the bigger companies, PLDT Smart Foundation, the Jessup International Moot Court Competition. So you go out of your way doing all these other CSR, corporate social responsibilities. Why? Because it's one of the credos, as you said, one of the 5 credos of the firm.
Yes, yes. It's a way for us, I think, to give back to the community. You know, if we're in a way successful, we want to give back, and we try to zero in on, in particular, law practice, jurisprudence, education.
More of education. So I understand the ACCRA Law office really, like I said, it really helps out with legislation and a lot of things that go around in the country, but not necessarily in the front. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Because you do a lot of the research and the study.
That's right.
Gina, can I call you Attorney Gina?
Yeah, sure.
Eh, puro abogado kayo. Ako lang hindi dito. Ako lang hindi aral dito. Eh. You have a lot of issues also. UP Law, classroom donation.
Yes,
You even
yes.
help out. Tell us more about that.
Okay, during our 30th anniversary, we were the ones who refurbished a classroom on the second floor of Malcolm Hall.
My gosh, I've been inside that.
Yeah, we made a donation, no, and we also helped furnish it.
The high ceilings.
Yeah, and right now it's being used as one of the classrooms. It's on the second floor of Malcolm Hall. And then, in addition to that, we also have the ACCRA Law Violeta Calvo Drilon Scholarship, which is a partnership between the office and Senate President Franklin Drilon. No? Violi was his late wife, and she was an alumna of the UP College of Law and one of our senior partners. So there is a classroom also.
Galing, eh?
And then we have a scholarship. Okay, we take care of the tuition of 10 UP Law students, 5 of whom are based on need, and I think the other 5 are based on academic performance. So we've been doing this since 2004, I think. So it's been some time, no? And we have graduated, I think, by now, over 100
Wow.
scholars.
Feather on your back. What's
Yeah.
this Bayanihang Pang-aaralan movement? Yun.
Iba pa
No,
yan.
Iba pa rin yan. Iba pa yan. Sige.
Yeah,
Ang
yeah.
dami yung
As
CSR.
part,
Baka
yeah.
mabusan na kayo ng pera nito.
Well, as part of the celebration of our 40th anniversary,
Payback.
we sort of donated funds to be able to construct 6 classrooms, public schools, in the Taguig area, Taguig National High School, and it was part of that program. In fact, we just inaugurated it about 2 weeks ago.
Wow, nice,
Yes,
nice,
and
nice.
so now you have brand new classrooms at the Taguig National High School, which I understand is the main high school in Taguig.
How do you identify these projects from one to another? People come up to you and ask, they solicit donations and ideas. Or you guys have to go out,
Depends.
the law firm.
That particular one, this is in conjunction with the Children's Hour. Children's Hour is
The
well
TV,
known.
television hour.
No,
children.
Children's
It's
Hour.
a movement.
It's a movement.
Yeah, they've been engaged in this project, building classrooms. No, it's part of the Bayanihang Pampaaralan project of the Department of Education. So they're supposed to build a lot of classrooms to address the the lack of classrooms. So the Children's Hour has been in the forefront of this, and they partnered with us, and we built 6 classrooms, and they've already been turned over to Taguig National High
nice.
School.
Yeah, right. I think right now the government has determined that there are at least 60,000 classrooms that are needed throughout the country. So there are efforts to
Dropping the
help
bucket.
build these classrooms. One of the PPP projects of the government precisely
Yes.
is the public school infrastructure project, where we were, by the way, involved as advisors to government. And I think phase one, we've done phase one. That involved the building of about almost 30,000, well, 9,000 class. Phase one, 9,000 classrooms in Luzon.
Right.
Phase two will be about 10,000 in Visayas, and eventually phase three will cover about 9 to 10,000, or almost 30,000
So
nationwide.
continues to as you are going along, as you're building, inaugurating these classrooms, opening them up. It's still a sustaining effort. It's not just finished, done, go on to the next project. It's continuous. You're helping government build more classrooms, is what
No,
you're
no,
saying.
no. In what I mentioned was we were involved in the PPP project of
okay.
government, where we advised government in this PPP project, the public-private partnership project.
Yes,
But aside from that, we had our own donation to the Taguig National High School, where we contributed 6 classrooms. So,
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
so government, I think, is trying to do a public-private partnership program to build classrooms. They're also building their own classrooms on their
Yes,
own.
yes, sabay,
And of
sabay.
course, private sector is also contributing. We're not the only ones, I'm sure, but there are other private sector persons or entities that are contributing.
Aleli. Aleli.
Lila.
Lila.
Aleli Angela.
Aleli. Dalawang pangalan yan.
Aleli Angela. Yeah.
The ACCRA CSR initiatives in partnership, but with Ateneo Law naman this time, not
Yes.
UP. How is that?
Kasi I'm Atenean.
But I'm both. I'm Celadon. I'm Ateneo and I'm La Salle.
No, I'm Assumption for
Okay.
my undergrad, but I went to Ateneo for my law school.
You're helping the Ateneo Law School
Ateneo.
as well.
Yes, because when Ateneo transferred its campus from
to
H. de
Rockwell.
la Costa to Rockwell, then the new building was set up. They were looking for donors. And at that time, we are quite a number of Atenean lawyers, Atenean partners. So we broached the need for a legal aid room.
What do you mean by legal aid?
This is a room where you have the students, doing on-the-job training, legal aid where they help indigent clients.
Mga pro bono.
Oo.
Mga hindi kaya magbayad.
Yes, oo. And right now, so for our 25th anniversary, 1997, the law office donated the 1 million for the legal aid room.
The legal aid room.
And then in last year, for our 40th anniversary, we had the rededication. It's no longer called the legal aid room.
This is the ceremony.
This is the ribbon cutting.
All right.
Where you have Francis and Ebot as our managing
Francis Lim, no? Attorney
Francis
Lim,
Lim. And then you have the dean of the law school, said Candelaria, my classmate. And
Bago
then
lang yan,
Ed.
di ba si Candelaria pinalitan ni...
Last year,
Yeah, yeah,
he
that's right.
replaced Dean Cesar Villanueva. Oo.
Supreme Court judge na siya, di ba?
Si Cesar, no.
Oh.
Cesar is with government, with the governance. He's a cabinet secretary,
Cabinet secretary.
position,
Governance,
level, oo.
Corporate governance.
Corporate governance, yes.
No, but he was being considered in the Supreme Court. No?
Yes.
So that's what I
Yes,
remember
yes,
reading.
yes.
Biro mo galing, okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes.
So you helped Ateneo and you continue
Yes,
to...
so even when they transferred the room to a better location,
Yes.
they had it renovated, so we had the rededication ceremony, and it was the law firm also who shoulder the cost for the
Maganda facilities
renovation.
ng Ateneo. By
Maganda.
far, maganda. It's a nice, formidable university and it's very upmarket. It's,
Yes,
you know,
and it does partnerships with the public attorney's office, for example. So the lawyers who are working in the legal aid room, we call it now the Legal Services Center. They do also on-the-job training in the public attorney's office, sa PAO.
So, ACCRA as a whole, other than physically, monetarily, financially donating, helping the country build classrooms, or you also get involved with the academe, di ba? ACCRA. I mean,
Yes.
your
Yeah.
expertise, other than litigation in court specific, is actually tumutulong din kayo sa academe, ano? If I'm
Yes.
not
Yeah, yeah,
mistaken.
We have many partners who teach in the law schools.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
They're
So
encouraged.
we're doing both litigation as well as corporate.
Both corporate. You don't do the... Okay, why? Ito, ang ganda ng title natin. Law firm with a heart. Parang Valentine's, eh, no? Why puso? Why a heart? Hindi naman Channel 7 to, no? Who thought of that anyway?
Well, it's
Lalim.
part of our credo, actually. I mean, from the very beginning.
Straight to the point, I guess. It
Yeah.
is
It's
straight
part
to
of-
the point. It's
We encourage, no? We encourage our lawyers to do public service.
Ba't yung mga ibang abogado, walang puso?
Hindi naman sa ganun, but I think
No, I'm just going the other
Yes,
side
yes,
of the pendulum.
yes,
I mean, the other swing side.
we expressly, it's part of our credo as Gina, and as I read to you, no? It's an express part of our credo that we
Share.
encourage our lawyers to engage also in public service. We have many partners and non-partners even who apply for teaching positions, and we encourage them. We contribute to, let's say, the Philippine Judicial Academy. No? We have lawyers, our lawyers, who go and do seminars and for the judges.
Oh, really?
We,
Wow.
yes, we help the
Supreme
legislature.
I know
and-
that part because Francis explained that
Yeah.
before. Malaking bagay yung tinutulungan yung mga legislation.
And the
And also
Supreme Court,
Supreme Court.
where important pieces
Rules
of
of
legislation or procedural rules and regulations, like for example, they're now
How do you
talking.
teach? How do you teach the Supreme Court? Please explain that.
we're
Akala
not
ko sila na yung
teaching.
Korte Suprema. eh.
No, we're not teaching the Supreme Court.
yeah.
We're assisting the Supreme Court
Assist.
Yeah.
in drafting.
There's a technical
rules.
working group.
TWG.
So,
They
yes,
have committees. They have
committees.
committees to study certain, for example, rules that need to be revised, like the civil procedure rules, the electronic evidence rules.
E-filing now. there's-
E-filing.
Filing, yes,
Yeah,
e-commerce.
so ways to abbreviate the proceedings, to speed up the judicial process, etc. Those are the things that our lawyers are assisting the Supreme Court in trying to figure out and draft new rules.
When you say with a heart, can it also mean that this is one law firm that does not take, for example, ethics? You take ethics very seriously.
Oh, very.
Very, very
Very,
seriously.
very serious.
I was surprised. Ladies and gentlemen, right before we came on, I was discussing that. I didn't want to discuss it on air. But really, I'm surprised that the ACCRA Law Office takes it very seriously, issues, for example, regardless of the funding or the celebrated case, will not take, for example, cases involving drugs. Pag lumapit sa inyo, tulungan niyo ako, here's 1 billion. You protect me, give me my day in court. Hindi kayo papayag.
No.
No, we've taken, well, first, you talk judicial ethics. We are always concerned about conflicts. No? So we always check before we even accept the case that we are not conflicted, because that's part of...
But isn't it hard, Attorney Eusebio, you were to draw the line between business, a sustaining business model, and the legal side, the legal service? Because the legal service, like you said, everyone has a day in court. You made that very clear to me, that even the worst of criminals are supposed to be given their day in court, because that's the law. That's what, di ba?
Yeah.
But there are ethics, there are certain ethics. Ako, I can't understand how Siegfried Fortun, for example, is he Siegfried or Raymond? Raymond will take ampatuan when in the public, there's a public outcry, this guy's a murderer, this guy's a criminal, whether he is or not, I guess. It's been 3-4 years. Public opinion and media has already painted a bad picture. This guy's a murderer as far as the public's concerned. But he will take it, or she will take it. Mga ibang celebrated lawyers. Parang hindi maganda sa lasa sa bibig eh, kumbaga. I mean, makikita mo, talagang, ba't naman ganun yan? Talagang pera-pera lang. Ang law practice, may ethics talaga yan, sinasabi mo, na unwritten. Like for example, in your case, one of your credos, the fifth, being corporate social responsibility. The other one is the responsibility towards certain things that you just won't touch. That's correct.
Yeah.
And you abide by this.
Yeah, the partnership has taken a position and made it a policy not to accept certain types of cases, like
Drug-related.
drug-related or
Drug-related.
abuse of children, etc., etc. So it's really a choice that we make now. Whether we can accept it or not, we just choose not to accept it.
Well, not every law firm can do this. Alam mo naman, marami rin struggling dyan na law firms. But the practice obviously has been sustaining. ACCRA has been around 41 years.
41.
Yes.
There's no doubt that the law firm is celebritized. It's popular without question. It's one of the bigger law firms
It's
in
a
town.
main institution already.
Yes, it's become an institution. Well, you've all created the institution that it's enjoying today. But you're being very careful, like you said. Kaya ako tutuwa ako sa ano niya, a law firm with heart. Kasi alam mo, mga law firms, minsan, kakabahan ka eh, di ba? Di ba parang ganun ang dating, nakakatakot, di ba? Yung, kayo, you go out of your way. In fact, it's interesting, you're on TV here, and you're talking about corporate social responsibility, not about celebrated cases to promote ACCRA as the alternative or the only law office, kunin nyo kami. Not necessarily. You're not interested in that. You just want to help build the country. Na ako, I give it 10 points, 20 points, 100 points if need be. Do you want to discuss open issues, for example, about the system of the judiciary? Ang problema, do you help the judiciary in this case?
Well,
Kailangan nila, di ba?
No, that's why I think
Our
the point
contribution.
directly in, the one directly in point is we are assisting the Philippine Judicial Academy, no, in helping train judges. No?
Don't you lose your lawyers to become judges as well? Marami, no?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Your senior parties, I'm sure, are being offered judicial positions.
Yeah, sometimes.
Ito yung mga mas magagaling in town, di ba? I mean, more or less, di ba?
Sometimes, and as I mentioned to you earlier also, because there are all these complaints about the slow wheels of justice, we are trying to...
I didn't want to say that. I wanted to come from you.
No, so we try to do our share in assisting the Supreme Court work out
Improving the judiciary.
rules to facilitate or to speed up proceedings. So things
Can
like
that be done? I mean, ano yun, pinag-aaralan, or is it the system that's incorrect, or is it our law system, it's the Constitution?
I
Kasi
think if you're very experienced in practice, you'll know how you can speed it up. You know? So that's how these proposals are discussed within the technical working group, and finally agreed upon and say, okay, this system, maybe we can cut this, and then it'll still be able to dispense justice.
mas bumibilis na siya shortcut. The system of procedure, which is what we call delay, cause of delay. That's really our problem now, di ba? But if ACCRA takes a very serious role in that, then you can only help improve the system right now, because the system right now seems to be based on perception. Parang ang tagal-tagal ang wheels of justice. You read it in the newspaper all the time, di ba? Well, I guess with the academe, how come the academe doesn't help out too much? O sumasali na rin ang academe?
Yeah, they do.
I'm sure
They do?
They
They
do.
do. They
Like
have
in the
studies.
crafting of the revisions to the rules for civil procedure, the academe was involved. The deans, I know Deans Candelaria of Ateneo was involved.
They're also
in
involved.
Ernest
Concepcion.
Maceda, also Dean Concepcion of UP, and also of the
involved.
Pamantasan. They're involved.
Pero parang matagal ang redemption period ng mga changes, mga innovations. Parang, wag ko.
Yeah.
I'm talking perception,
yes,
general
yes.
perception. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It takes many years to get resolutions. Maybe it's a procedure. I don't understand it.
Well, I think also because they're careful also that no mistakes are that all the sides are listened to, because sometimes something works for the city, something does not work outside the city, and different calibers also of cases and judges. Pinakikinggan naman lahat.
Makes you wonder if the legislature really know what they're doing when it comes to judicial reform. Now there's a new issue that's just come out. Iniipit ni Senator Escudero as of this morning lang, di ba? Yung gusto niya pakialaman line budgeting ng 7 billion na pupunta para sa judiciary. Sabi niya, hindi na pwede bigay na nangyari. Last year, binibigay natin, of course, they're hitting former
Chief
Chief
Justice.
Justice Corona. Di ba
But
na...
I think among the three branches of government, the judiciary is the branch that has the smallest budget.
Oh, pinakamaliit nga.
Diba?
Actually, it
So-
doesn't make sense. It shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be.
It
But-
shouldn't be, di ba? Because I've seen this court. Dito sa Maynila, maganda-ganda. Well, Maynila is terrible, but Makati is pretty maganda. Quezon City is...
Yeah, the
Actually,
halls of
it's pangit.
justice. The halls
Yeah.
of justice. They're being.
In Makati, it's nice,
Yeah.
because of that building. But take Makati out, parang naawa ko sa mga husgado natin, mga pupunta doon.
Manila, for example.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's
the
awful.
courtrooms are so small and some places are so old, no?
Leaking. I remember I was an associate. I was doing a hearing with an umbrella over my head.
Biro mo, may no, tsaka, you see the documentation on hallways
Yes.
going to rot because
Yeah.
of paper damage, water
Yes,
damage.
yes.
And these are real documents that need to be reviewed from time to time over decades. Di ba? Parang ganon. Whatever. Naawa ko sa conditions ng courts. I'm glad that you take the law firm is looking into the actual the practice rather than just the business. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to take a short break. When we come back, let's go to the other issues that make the law firm with a heart. What actually qualifies them and what are the real issues? Sa ating dalawa, nangyayari po dito, iba-iba perception natin pagdating sa mga abogasye. Parang napakatagal. So let's ask those questions. We'll be right back. Hindi rin ako nakapigil.